The 40 years of WrestleMania watch-along series is back. Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in a submission match at WrestleMania 13. Ken Shamrock is the special guest referee as well. And you need to set your timers on Peacock and the WWE Network to 1 hour, 20 minutes and 59 seconds. So in a few short seconds, we will be hitting play and we will begin the submission match, arguably one of the best matches in WrestleMania history. Of course, the great famous double turn starting in 3, 2, 1, and press play now. There we go. So yeah, this is famous for its double turn. Of course, Bret Hart going into this match as a babyface, Stone Cold Steve Austin going as a heel, and well, spoiler alert, the roles reversed by the end of this match. We see Ken Shamrock there as the special guest referee. For a bit of background as well for you on how this match comes together, Austin basically starts taunting Bret Hart after the summer of 1996, around August, September time after SummerSlam, and eventually making remarks about Bret's family as well, challenging Bret to a match. It's only around Survivor Series time that Bret accepts this challenge, and they have their first match at the Survivor Series in 96. Bret Hart goes on to win that match, and of course they would then actually meet again in the Royal Rumble in 1997. Bret officially won that match, really, but of course the referee didn't see Austin being eliminated, so Austin eliminated Bret Hart from the Rumble and was declared the winner of the 1997 Royal Rumble. As we see the famous smash of Austin 316, the glass shatter there as he comes to the ring, by the way, absolutely legendary. But yeah, as we go on, their knees too then are in the final four. Of course, the In Your House special to crown a new world champion, because Shawn Michaels had lost his smile. Bret Hart won that match, and of course Austin, unhappy about that, cost Bret Hart the title the following night on Raw, which led to this match here. We had here the submission match for WrestleMania 13. So that's pretty much all the detail you need to know. Austin at this point is getting quite a good reaction, to be fair, coming to the ringside here with the old rattlesnake character that we are so used to as well. What are your thoughts, NXSteve? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're keeping well. I'm looking forward to watching Bret Hart with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying just before we started recording this that this is like a core memory for me, this match, and like it's one of the earliest ones. Or it's one of the most iconic matches I can remember, like staying up late for as a kid and watching. Like, I wasn't blessed with, unfortunately, getting hold of the VHS tapes, so for me, a lot of this was watched live. And when I'm what year is this? This has got to be 97, probably, something like that.
97, absolutely, yeah. Indeed.
So yeah, my obviously as a 12-year-old kid, not even 12, maybe 11 years old, my brother at the time being 17, like, make sure we stayed awake and like we didn't get caught by my parents trying to watch it. But like this match in itself, like I said, as we were saying before as well, it's one of the first times I can ever remember blood being used as well as just a thing in general in a wrestling match. Like, I hadn't seen a lot of it before. So yeah, man, I'm excited to watch this one. It's, like I said, a core memory, man. It's such a good thing to watch as well, and the double turn is just. And like I said, my brother being a Bret Hart fan and me really rooting for Stone Cold in this one.
I love it. I love it indeed. Of course, Bret here coming to ringside. A very serious face on him here at this point. But of course, doing the traditional with his shades that he has around his eyes, is going to go around a young fan at ringside. So not quite heel just yet. He's probably the lucky fan that got it last, to be honest. Certainly in his WWE days anyway. Bret would go on to be a heel for the remainder of his time with the company before the Montreal Screwjob, if I'm not mistaken. But Austin straight on top here at the bell here. Taking Bret down, but Bret obviously matching this as well. There were some rights as well. Yeah, I mean, so what are some of your memories from this match? I mean, for me, the thing that I remembered most was the fact that the offense of this here and the psychology of the match is interesting, because both men at the start here need to be pulled apart. They're going everywhere, just brawling. But Austin almost has traits of a babyface in this match where he just doesn't want to give up. You know, he's been made to suffer as well with Bret Hart, but then Bret Hart, like we say, is doing anything to win, which is something that a heel would do. So I think that's kind of the dynamic of what leads to that famous double turn.
Yeah, and I mean, I think if you add in the fact that you've got Shamrock in there as well, who obviously is not a normal referee, and it just kind of adds to it really, and it kind of makes it so unique in itself. I mean, why is Shamrock the referee? Is there any actual story behind that? Because I can never remember why he's actually supposed to be the referee.
I can't remember either. That could be a Google search we could do during this stream, I would imagine here. But already Austin's hit the ring post, but now, well, it's a 7-10 split for Bret Hart there, going onto the guardrail there, suplexed onto it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you said before, the psychology, like the fact that Austin at this point is very much almost a tweener as well. Like this is probably one of the earliest signs of me ever seeing someone who was a tweener as well in wrestling. But yeah, just like I said, the way this match finishes as well, just like it, the way it's probably the best bit of on the call booking you'll ever see. Like the fact that it was never originally planned to happen, and the fact that it's a decision that they make between them during the match, or maybe even just before, but without obviously going to the booker or whoever. I just think this is what makes this match so good, because it makes so much sense in a storytelling point of view. Whereas if we hadn't got the blood at the end, it kind of would have been like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it connects so much more here. But of course, these two are fighting in the crowd here at this moment. Everyone's right on top of them as well in this one. There's not a lot of room to maneuver, but just goes to show the craziness of the 90s, the wildness of the crowd as well here. Obviously, Bret Hart's and Austin here. I mean, to be fair, right into the laps of some of the people there in the crowd, all standing as well.
That's the other thing as well. We all said it before as well. The amount of signs that you used to get in the shows back then, you just barely get any nowadays. But yeah, it's like the camera view is half obscured by just people holding up Austin 316 signs. And then again, that's how you can tell at this point that he's very much on the verge of becoming a top guy or a baby face, just for the fact that so many people have got signs and so many people are wearing like Austin t-shirts.
I think my favourite bit here is a man in the crowd who's actually like patted people on the back, was actually stroked the heads of all three people: Shamrock, Austin, and Bret Hart. Starting with Austin, obviously without hair as well. Kind of like he's lucky, really. He's not been pulled out, really, to be honest. But yeah.
But again, this is a different time, because you look at it now. Like, look, there's 5 security guards, and they're not doing nothing to stop this crowd. The guy in the grey suit is actually doing more than what the security is supposed to be doing.
They did block off that one man that was stroking all the wrestlers' heads and giving them a pat, so maybe he was the one they had an eye on. But they're still fighting through the crowd at this moment now. They're starting to go back towards ringside. Shamrock pushing some fans out of the way as well, trying to make sure that they get their way back to actually where they need to be. Security is following as well here, but looks means Austin's about to go for a journey over the guardrail, goes and straight to the concrete floor onto the protective matting. Bret Hart's now on top of the railing. What is he going to do? Jumps off there and lands his forearm into the back of Austin.
Here we go.
Nice double feature there of the clothesline that started the melee in the crowd. And now a reverse. Straight into those steel steps. That looked like that hurt.
The fact that they move 3 foot as well just adds to it as well. I'm still trying to find out the reason why Shamrock was the referee, because he's not actually part of WWE at this point, is he? I think he's just he must be like a guest referee.
No, I think he is. I think he joined in '96.
Oh, is he?
I think he did. That's going to be my next one. I was trying to get a Google search at the same time with this, but yeah. Austin going for the steel step in the meantime.
This is again a lot of stuff. Looked like he got his foot caught then. This is again, it's for me as a 11, 12-year-old. This is a lot of stuff that I haven't seen before. Like I'm used to small part. Like I'm not used to people like trying to use steel stairs as weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm just at this point, I'm used to just in-ring action. Great counter there by
so Shamrock actually made his post. Yeah, absolutely. So Shamrock actually made his debut on the February 24th edition of Monday Night Raw. It was the same episode where Raw promoted ECW, of course, at that time. So yeah, interesting.
Fair enough. But yeah, the gist I got from it was that because of the caliber of the match and the intensity, it was the reason why that they used Shamrock, because he's obviously a former UFC fighter.
Absolutely. Well, looking through Wikipedia anyway, it seems like a lot of his feuds and everything goes on to do afterwards, and the company comes after. So it does feel like perhaps more it's the attraction of Shamrock at this point. But he had debuted a couple of weeks before, or a few weeks before the show. But Bret Hart now going to the second turbo, going for that patented elbow there for us. They're always so well executed as well. Bret Hart is such a great technician.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing I'm kind of focusing more on this match is Austin's wrestling style, because I know obviously it's after this that he wrestles Owen and gets his neck injury and he has to change his wrestling style. And it is very clear that he has two different types of wrestling style. Like, you can see the stuff that he does here and the very limited, well, not limited, but the stuff that he does in this match that he won't do after he gets his neck injury.
Yeah. Absolutely. He's still got that brawler style here. He's still Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I mean, Austin before the injury to afterwards is two very different people. He was a great technician, Steve Austin, especially if you go back to his WCW days. Looking at stunning Steve Austin, some great technical masterclasses with the likes of against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and more. The target is on that left leg of Steve Austin right now. Bret Hart's being relentless on it. Could probably be a factor in the match if I'm not mistaken. This from here.
It's almost like you know what's going to happen.
Maybe this watch along has been watched along before. Maybe beautifully executed that there, taking on, just stretching the leg there. Austin.
This is what I mean. Now, that's what I mean. We've recently just watched the ladder match between Michaels and Razor. Now look how much Austin is selling his leg from just kicks, punches, whatever, compared to what I said during that one, where I said the damage that they were taking from a ladder match. And this is where there's a very stark contrast and difference between a great stunner there. But yeah, there's a very stark difference between, like, I don't even suppose it's what's the one I'm trying to think of? Where I don't like. It's like, you got Austin who's selling so much out of a knee injury from a couple of kicks and punches, but you've had like Razor and Shawn take a ladder and like there's barely minimal selling in it, which is why I think this is such a great match. Just for the selling alone, it makes this great.
Absolutely. I mean, Austin is struggling. It was more desperation to get that stunner there, but he's struggling to get to his feet. And again, now Bret just able to take advantage immediately. Once again, there, kick to the knee, and Austin's down on the floor there. The sellings in this match is a complete another level here. I think Austin's making Bret Hart look like $1 million at this point here. And obviously, we see now the patented figure four leg lock going to be applied now using the ring post. Always look brutal. Crowd are going mental as well, which is quite cool to see. Austin's got nowhere to go here at that point. He's technically tapping at this point as well. It feels to a degree, but the tap out thing didn't really kind of come into to WWE at this point until Shamrock was really properly active. That's when the tap out was the thing for the submission. Before that's kind of like you just see people go like they submit, they give up, and that was it sort of thing. So it didn't really come into the round.
It was a head nod, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So now, I quit.
Yeah, this time period is where it will start to come in, but not at this point. So even though Austin's tapping the canvas, it doesn't actually mean anything here. But Bret Hart has rolled Austin back into the ring, and look at this. The ring bell is going to be used at this point here. I'm more excited about it. I'm not the one that's going to be on the receiving end of it.
Do you know? But it's like I love seeing the ring bell being used, man. Just it reminds me of being a child. Do you know what I mean? Watching someone beat the living hell out of someone with it. Absolutely.
Well, Bret Hart's also brought a steel chair in this one. I missed the day. We talk about nostalgia. Blue steel chairs. We don't get. They're always black these days. Yeah. Blue steel chairs. That is the definition of childhood there for you. But hey, they do the same damage.
Same with the ropes as well, like the red, white, and blue ropes. Don't get that no more, do you? It's just normal one, so the one color contrast of ropes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's across the back. That's fine. That's fine. I was expecting a headshot there.
Yeah, Austin hobbling around the ring as well, holding a chair.
Here we go. It's gonna wail on him now. Boom! What
Great
a chair
shot. Great chair shot.
Body slam. You'd have just kept wailing with the chair, really, when you. I don't know why you change it up, but sure. See, now we're on the breathing time now, which is a kind of case of like, give it a second, get a response from the crowd, see where we go from here.
Absolutely. Austin's got advantage here at this point. Look at the chair shot again there.
But even then, when Austin's climbing the turnbuckle here for the middle rope, great diving elbow off the top, off the middle rope, he's selling the knee, even trying to climb the turnbuckle as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go. He's going to try and use Bret's own finishing move on. Do you remember? This was a good thing about watching stuff like this. It was like you would never ever see anyone use anyone else's finishing move. And like anytime anyone ever did it, it was such a I think it really was Rock. Really, I think Rock and Austin that really started using each other's finishers, and from then it just becomes such a commonplace thing.
So it felt so taboo back in those days, didn't it?
But here it's like the thought of Austin trying to do a sharpshooter on Bret is like, oh my god, he's not seriously going to try and use Bret's own move against him.
He wouldn't dare. And again, in a way, that's almost like that feels like a heel move to a certain degree. Which obviously at the time he didn't actually. He did just go for a kick to the crotch area in the end, but he's going for a submission now as we speak. Really sort of targeting sort of like the neck and the shoulder area of Bret Hart with that submission move there. We see a young fan at ringside, by the way. It was head in hands, by the way. Definitely adds to the drama of this as well. And we just got a shot of Stu Hart as well, Bret Hart's father, out watching.
I thought you was calling Stu Hart the young fan. I was going to say he's a bit too old for a young fan.
No, there was one a couple of seconds before, just literally had face in hands. So hey,
good old Boston Crab here. That move sucks, the Boston Crab. From many a playground wrestling fight, but I know that the Boston Crab sucks.
It's always the easy one to apply, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bret Hart gets to the ropes there. Obviously, a rope break seems to count here in this submission match at this point. Shamrock has broke things up.
No, it's okay. So we're going to try now. Oh, here we go. Look. Here we go.
He wouldn't dare.
The crowd pop hard for the fact that he's trying to do the sharpshooter.
Well, it's a rebellious time, 97. This is what they wanted. They wanted attitude. They wanted this sort of stuff. And it wasn't too long till the attitude era sort of crept in and began.
The thing is, as well, is if you don't know how to apply the sharpshooter as well, it's so easy to mess up. Like so many times, like so me and my brother used to wrestle all the time, and the amount of times my brother would get it wrong, because he wouldn't know which side to put the foot, and which one to fold over where, and it'd just be a case of just let me put a sharpshooter on you, and I'd be like, no, go away. Austin boasting now in the ring after he's sitting Bret to the outside.
The fans are getting on side here, aren't they? They're really on side with Austin on this one.
It's very 50-50. Like you can hear some boos in that crowd.
Both on there. Irish whip. Austin's the one taking the run this time, and straight into the timekeeper's area. It's taking the tumble off the chair.
Who's that that's taking it? It's just some random guy.
Some random person.
The cameraman was the best part. The cameraman could see it coming and still didn't move out of the way.
Austin's busted open now. That's where the spot's kicked in.
Oh my god. He's not necessarily busted out, more as a cascading fountain by the looks of it. But it makes so much sense. Like, the cameraman can see it coming, still stands in the way. What a numpty.
Massive Bret Hart fan. He took a leg out. Just made sure that Austin trips. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Austin going to the steel steps now on the outside there. See the blood on his arms as well, like just from where he's been trying to take it off of his face.
Oh, God. Imagine sitting in front row and Austin does that and he just flicks his head and it all comes spraying.
Warning to the first couple of rows, you will get wet. Yes.
SeaWorld. Oh, dear. Oh.
crimson mask, as they would say.
It's so good though, because as soon as you start like even you try wiping it and you start smearing it, it looks so much worse than what it is. Like it's probably only a tiny little cut, but it just like the fact that he rubs it all up and down his face.
And to be fair, into the idea of the double turn, by the way, Bret has only targeted that head since. The head's gone in the steel post, it's gone in the steel steps. We've seen ferocious rights there just done to Austin's head as well once again there. So just showing us those little signs there of that 50-50 and how it perhaps is going to turn here, because you can just see this ruthlessness from Bret Hart at this point now, and actually now turns attention to Austin's back there with the patented backbreaker you'd see from Bret Hart in his finishing moveset he would have. Is now going to the second turnbuckle, which he would usually do as well. Amazing elbow again though, to the head, straight to the forehead.
Because isn't it after this where he forms the Hart Foundation, and he essentially he's a heel in the United States only, but in Canada and like Europe he's still he's still a face.
Yeah,
and it's such a weird, like it's a great dynamic to have someone be a hero in two territories but a villain in another one. Do you know what I mean? Such a weird thing to see, but it was great.
It was awesome. Really fun around the time period. Bret Hart now going for that patented sharpshooter, it seems. Look at that. Oh, finger to the eye there.
And again, like I said, there's a 12-year-old kid, 11, 12-year-old kid watching this. And I'm like, I'd just be sitting there wide-eyed, fascinated, like, oh my God, look at the mat. It's absolutely covered. It's absolutely caked in claret.
It's looking like a game of Fight Forever at the moment.
Again, look, point you said a minute ago. Looking at Bret now. Oh, he was wailing on Austin with punches to the head, and Austin just gives him a good old kick in between the legs.
I mean, the left leg, the right leg was fine.
Everything's legal in this match.
Absolutely. See Shamrock there, just checking everyone's all right. Thanks, Kev, for coming.
Shamrock.
Yeah, exactly.
Different time.
Totally different time. I tell you what, again, Bret Hart sells that better than anybody, running straight into the stone.
We saw that in the Owen versus Bret match. Yeah. It makes so much sense to logically just run face first into it.
Austin stumping a mud hole there at this point there. Two fingers as well, patented Stone Cold.
I think that's what everyone loved about Austin, the fact that he wasn't afraid to give someone a middle finger.
Yeah.
And especially, obviously, when he goes on to have his whole rivalry with Vince. And he becomes really a hero, doesn't he? Because everyone wants to tell their boss to F off.
Absolutely. Hi, if you watch him. But
great suplex. But Shamrock, like, as well, you've got to give some props to Shamrock in this. Like, for a guy that probably hasn't got a Scooby-Doo what he's doing, it's like he hasn't stepped a foot wrong. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't tried to be a pain in the backside like some of the referees used to be back in the day. Like, as soon as someone would get someone in a corner, ref would be like, especially if it was Earl Hebner, he'd be straight in there. But Shamrock's just like, nah, I just want to watch these guys beat seven bells out of each other.
Well, the match isn't about him, I suppose. He's a part of it, but the matches and the stories between the two guys that are facing each other, and Shamrock's doing a great job of actually keeping himself fairly inconspicuous. Really, you see him on camera, but you wouldn't know he was there otherwise. But Austin's got some of the ring cable there now, putting it around Bret Hart here.
And again, something oh, here we go.
Comes the ring belt. Straight to Austin. Austin goes down.
But the choking with the cables is, I mean, a very, like I said, stuff that you'd never see normally on your weekly programming during the day.
Yeah. Well, Bret Hart now going for that sharpshooter. Here it comes. Unbelievable. I just love as well, Austin's wincing in pain. You just see there, like, literally the blood going on the canvas when he places it down. He's refusing to give up. And I mean, this is the most iconic image here now.
That shot.
We've got a few more coming as well.
Yeah, so there's another one where he pushes himself. This one where he pushes himself up, and you're just like, what a shot.
Yeah.
That blood just dripping down his head, man.
Yeah. In fact, that's where he's passing out as well.
It almost doesn't look real. Like, it just looks like red water. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Here he goes. There's that iconic now coming up. Probably different camera angle. Okay, there we go. That's the one there. The blood on the teeth as well. Bret's still got hold of the sharpshooter at this point. But he does fall down. But before Austin can get out of it, Bret still has it applied despite falling. There we go. Look at it. Rinsed in there. There's no way you get into the ropes now. Sat down perfectly.
It's 235, 40 odd pounds of meat just sticking you to one place. You ain't going nowhere.
Absolutely.
Austin, do you give up?
It's all done. Austin's passed out. Bret Hart wins the submission match. That's right. Now, usually we go into sort of a bit of further detail of giving us our star ratings and stuff like that, but this segment isn't finished. We've got a bit more to discuss on this one. Spoiler alert, I've seen this before.
But that's what I mean. We'll talk about this story point now. The fact that like they've used the blood. I don't think I've ever seen anything more clever in my life. Like, logically, why would a guy pass out from a submission move unless the loss of blood? It makes total sense, and it was such a great on-the-fly thing to call.
Is a very stroke of genius there. We see Bret now is celebrating in the corners. Austin's still out of it. Ken Shamrock is checking on Austin as we speak. But yeah, I mean, the whole match from start to finish, obviously, it's a match that from the time period of fighting for the crowd. It's something back in WWF 1997. You didn't see that hardly ever. That was something that felt very fresh. Like you said, blood was not something that was used all the time. You know, just the physicality between the two. It's effectively a hardcore match as well, with all the weapons involved as well. And you just see Bret Hart here. He's not satisfied. He wants more. With the beating, the continuation in the match, they're going back to Austin's left knee there, ignoring Ken Shamrock's orders as well. Although Shamrock now's got hold of us, got hold of Bret Hart at this point. Look at that throw.
Oh! I would seriously reconsider your life choices if you're squaring up to Ken Shamrock.
It's the world's most
dangerous man. You up.
Look at the crowd going crazy for it as well.
Back to him. Bret's like, I'll deal with you later.
Yeah.
But that's just cemented the heel turn.
Absolutely. The fact that he's not willing as well to take the battle on, he's just going to walk away from it as well.
Yeah.
Still tags one or two of hands on the way, but a couple of fingers going to the crowd member as well there. How brilliant is that? Some serious heel heat there. And of course, then we have to solidify Austin as well. The magic moment of the babyface turn for him as well here. Because look, despite everything, he's going to get up on his own. Look, he's refusing. Look, take the ref out. Not having your help. Stone Cold Stunner. Mike Chioda. Not the best seller in the world, but bless him. He did try. Yeah, I can hear JR now saying he's going to walk out of here on his own. There you go. He's a man's man, I'll tell you that.
Got his pride to look after, so he's going to walk out of his own accord.
Exactly. Hobbling along, using the ring apron there as well, getting some applause from some of the fans as well as he's walking past there. The camera's out in full force as well. Hold, click.
Give me 10 seconds. I've got to wait for the film to develop before I can take another one.
So at least he's selling the knee. I've got a chance here. And there we see Austin there walking out there. Fantastic stuff indeed. That is, well, it's a WrestleMania classic. We can't argue with that there. I mean, I don't think I even need to ask NXT star rating for Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
5.5 from me. I think
Yeah,
I mean, the series we've watched, I think that it's my favorite one we've watched. Like it's so iconic, and like I said, it's got very fond memories of it as a child that I had. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna give it 5.5 stars and rate it higher than the rest of them.
I mean, it's my favorite match of this. It's one of my favorite matches of all time. You see the shot there, the canvas there, all the blood on the canvas there. As our truth once said, that ain't PG. Yeah, amazing. Give it all the stars. Meltzer, all the stars, please. Whatever it can be given, please give more, because, like you said, this is above a 5-star match. Meltzer rates this 5 stars as well, and you can't blame him for doing so. Absolutely incredible. And like you say, probably favorite match we've seen in this series so far. Absolutely incredible, and arguably, I still think is up there in the top 2 or 3 WrestleMania matches of all time. But what do you all think watching? Does this live up to the hype of what you believe? Is this the best double turn you've ever seen? Is this one of the best WrestleMania matches you've ever seen? Let us know in the comments below right now. Look forward to interacting with you. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, share with a friend, and subscribe as well. And while you're at it, because we appreciate you tuning in, check out the rest of the series. We've been doing quite a few of these at this point, so there's plenty of matches you can go and check out in the meantime. The last one that we did was the ladder match from WrestleMania 10, Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels. If you like WrestleMania 10 and you're a Bret Hart fan as well you're in luck. We can do Bret Hart versus Owen Hart as well. We have that already on the channel. We've gone up to date with Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair with WrestleMania 39, along with Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins, arguably the best RKO ever. And also, I want to go and check out as well WrestleMania 3, Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat, coming still on this channel along in this series. A couple of high profile ones for you. That's right, WrestleMania 25, the 15-year anniversary of it. Is it the greatest Mania match ever, though? After this one, there certainly could be a debate on it. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. And of course, we have to do it just before WrestleMania 40. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns one more time. Was it the right result last year in hindsight? I suppose we'll only know after WrestleMania 40, but we'll be discussing it and watching along with it next week. But that's all from us anyway. NXT, thank you for joining me. It's been great to have you on board. Like I said, check out some videos on the side of your screen right now. And yeah, keep an eye on all things here. SCW, 40 years of WrestleMania Watch Along series, podcasts, videos, and much, much more. We are truly on the road to WrestleMania. In fact, we're almost at our destination. Thanks for watching.